Yes, people, big up to all of you. It looks like it's going to be a very, very dull show tonight. I'm not sure whether there are games on already. I think there should be. If not, maybe later on. It's going to be a very, very dull show, but we're good. More importantly, thank you for finding the time to join the show this morning, afternoon, or evening for you, wherever you may be. I just want to say thank you once more. Today, we'll talk about a few transfers. I'm having an issue with my display window. Why that is, I do not know. We'll talk about Romelu Lukaku. I think there's nothing else, and some comments are from the manager, and then we'll review the match against home game against Luton Town. A very good performance, get it? Albeit some people will argue it is just a Luton Town. They're not as strong as other teams, but yeah, lots of positives. Not too many negatives actually, but that's why we're so sit back, relax, and let's get into the show right away. I appreciate you all finding the time to join once more. Let's get into it. Yes, people, let's do it. Let me see. As I've seen already, we don't have too many people in the chat, but we'll go ahead. It doesn't matter the number of people we have. We operate like that. As I said, it looks like it's going to be a very dull show. We started 2 hours late. Not intentional, but we'll be fine soon. Big up to you too. Yeah, top in match and he calls me. Mitchell boy, I appreciate you finding the time to join. And if you're watching and you haven't, please go check out Mitchell Boy's YouTube channel. Excellent content creator. Love Chelsea so much. Knows Chelsea so much. Much love to you too, brother. But I'll have my bro, Oladi Pupo, Mr. Nice to see you too, brother. It's been a very, very dull week for me, but I'll get that project done. I know you know that. Good morning, coach, and every member of the community. I appreciate you finding the time to join. It's just you and Mitchell Boy this morning. Maybe there were comments before, but it wiped out once I had to move the show an hour, actually 2 hours later on. But that's by the way. I hope you're all doing well. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the show. Let's start by talking about Romelu Lukaku. I'm sure we're all paying attention to what's going on. Jose Mourinho wanting. Let's just go with the term. Roma, AS Roma want him. Mourinho himself is pushing for the club to sign him, and the good thing is that they're willing to cover 100% of his salary, not like the loan that he went for at his loan at Inter Milan, where we were covering a large portion of his salary. This time it differs. But I don't know where there's no clarity to what sort of deal it will be. But more importantly, they will be covering his salary, and that will go a long way for Chelsea Football Club. I hope it happens. And I did say a few days ago, was it 2 days ago, when we were discussing Romelu Lukaku, people spreading the false, the rumor that Mauricio Pochettino he wants to speak with them to see the possibility or feasibility, for whatever language you prefer, to integrate Romelu Lukaku into the 23-24 season. And I did argue then that to me it was absolute nonsense. That I don't see anything as such happening. Yeah, good thing is that talks are progressing, and I've seen. Let me look at the report here. Just give me a second. Let me just open it and share with you. 1 second, I gotta find out. I had it open, but the whole thing shut down probably because I did not reboot my system before starting. But let's see. I'll get to it in a bit. Yeah. This here says AS Roma officials are meeting over Romelu Lukaku. Okay, Chelsea and AS Roma officials are meeting over Romelu Lukaku This morning, Chelsea want a loan fee of between 8 million to 10 million pounds. Lukaku will have to agree to drop his wages to around 7 million a year for Roma to cover his salaries. Okay, now it makes sense. So Lukaku has to take a pay cut. Well, that was why they agreed. They agreed that they cover his 100% of his salary if he takes a pay cut. So now it's clear to me. Just give me a second here. Let me see what else we have here. We don't have too many news items to cover. Then we'll go into the match preview proper. Match review, so to speak. Yep, Ezra, I've read that one. Mauricio Pochettino says he wants one more offensive player in the door rather than an out-and-out number 9. He wants a striker who can play across the front line. I've said that 1,000 times, and that's why when people talks about, yeah, we need a number 9, I advise them to be cautious with regards to the sort of the number 9 they're asking that the club sign. The Mauricio Pochettino, if you know him too well, he likes to play with a complete player, not the sort of number 9 that just waits in the box and waits for the ball. Lukaku isn't that man. That was one of the reasons why I argued. No, I don't see Lukaku staying. Even the club wants him to. I think the manager will tell them it's not going to work. Let's see any other news item we have here. Nothing. Chelsea are weighing up a move from Nottingham Forest forward Brendan Johnson. Ajax's Mohamed Kudus, Leon winger Bradley Bacola. That's nothing new there. That's something we've known for a while now. This says that Chelsea will only have one overseas loan space left. Okay, I think we need to talk about that one, which means, but the fact that they still have one space left, one player to go on loan, I don't think any of the players we have right now, I don't think it will be. Let's look at Chiku. It looks like he likes him. It looks like Ugechiku has a shot in the team. He's given an opportunity on 2 occasions now, 2 Premier League games. Although not just about yesterday's was just about 10 minutes or so. A little something a bit of both that, and the last one the same. But that shows he wants to keep him. But let's see. We'll move on from that. Let's see what you have in the chat so that soon we can get into the match preview. Nothing new there, and I'm sure a lot. We all know that was it Fulham. They pulled out of the pursuit of Callum Hudson-Odoi. Now, what teams I think is it? Nottingham Forest and one other club. I can't quite recall what club exactly, but I'm not following. Again. I'm not too serious about following Callum Hudson-Odoi's future because I know he ends up leaving. This says it's that time of the year. It says my bro and friend Jerry Z. I appreciate you finding the time to join. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much. Cannot thank you enough. And Coach, how are you doing? I cannot complain. I've been fine. We didn't stream. Was it yesterday? Not because I'm not healthy. But because my in-laws, I thought they would be back a few days ago. They didn't come back, so that complicates my. Let me just use the term situation. And yeah, wasn't. Now it's very difficult for me to like find time to do other things than take care of my boys, and I can't trust them in the hands of strangers. So, but it won't be long. They will still come back. And DJs, nice to see you, my brother. It's been a minute of how many days now? I don't think I've seen you in a while, but I hope you're doing well. More importantly, TJ says, good afternoon, Coachila, and the chat. Good afternoon to you too, brother. I hope you're doing well. It's weekend. Usually, I know you do have weekends to join us here. Congratulations, the Blues. Let's keep it going. A win that will go do us a world of good. As Bobby would put it, it was an important win for us, and yeah, we played well, and I'm glad we played it. We went into the game as if it was a final. We didn't underestimate them. We didn't take them for granted. We didn't go into the game with the mindset that it's a game we've won already. I think that went a long way. So Desmond Moritine, nice to see you. Usman Isaac, I think we need someone like Felix. I don't think so. But I think he's a good player. I would have loved us to keep him. But before time, I knew it'd be difficult for us to keep him because if you pay attention what we've been doing this window, we've been cautious. We've been spending cautiously. We make sales and then we buy a player. And I did say, I've been telling people that come this transfer window, once this transfer window comes, that the club's priority will be two things: selling players and buying players, and three things, so to speak, and balancing the book. Yeah, and that's exactly what we've been doing since this window. But more importantly, Isaac, nice to see you. And Glenn 10, big up to you, my brother. Much love. Every time I see you, it makes me happy. It shows you're doing well. And I like that. Big up, coach in chat. Everybody is having a great Saturday. You bet. You bet that's the case. Yeah, a win is something, a convincing win, actually, something we haven't seen in a while. I get it. We had one or two convincing wins during the preseason, but this is different. The last low spot will be for Lukaku. You could add, yeah, I think it makes sense. It makes a perfect sense unless Ugochukwu stays. And I've argued that he may. I've always argued that it looks like he's going to stay because if you look at all the players we have, he's the only one that's traditionally a traditional DM, in my opinion. The last loan, yeah, like you said there. Let's see. Very impressed with Malo Gusto's performance, and you haven't seen anything yet. For me, I think he's been a bit cautious. He's trying not to do too much, and you can say you could have seen. You can say a much better performance for him. There were occasions where he made that dashing run on the flanks. One of them, Raheem Sterling didn't look up to see him because I think he was in acres of space. He made the run. I think he wanted to just give and go, and he gave it to Raheem Sterling and make that dashing run on the right flank. But Sterling looked inwards. He didn't look at him. He didn't see the move from Gusto. He did that on two occasions. One of them what? The other one, yeah, Stalin didn't see him. Hi to you too, the Chelsea boy. 1234. Nice to see you. I appreciate you. Yeah, Glenn, we hope you're doing well. Keep praying for you, brother. Much love. I appreciate you so much. You know, we love you so much. I am jealous now. Nice one, bro. Let me see, what did he say? The goals were excellent. The Enzo again, midfield superb. Sterling and Jackson is superb. They all did well. Gallagher, delicious to watch on the day. Man, they were all excellent. A big up, Sav. I'm jealous. Yeah, I'm jealous too. A lot of people miss all this. From Sterling's interview, he said the coach spoke to him after preseason on where he needs to improve, and I think the manager did say something to that effect too, asking him to, you can say, um, uh, lead by example, something to that effect, to run into box with the ball. Yep, run into the box with the ball even when he does not know what to do, just run into the box. That brings to mind the argument I've always made that how a player plays sometimes comes down to the manager's demand. And I've always used it. What's his name? That went to Real Madrid. Antonio Rudiger as an example. Under Frank Lampard, we thought he was done. Even he thought, yeah, it was over for him. His Chelsea career was over at the time. But the moment Thomas Tuchel came in, he became one of our best defenders. He became indispensable, undroppable, actually. Yeah, everything, it all comes down to a manager's demand. Even when he does not know what to do with the ball, that's something interesting to hear. This also means that David Washington will stay now. It sounds like it, and I'm not going to be shocked if he stays. But yeah, I've always known that what's his name, Andrea Santos' place was in danger. The moment I seen, no, we didn't see him on the bench, and we saw Leslie on the bench, and Leslie got some minutes, and he wasn't even on the. That was when I knew, yeah, it doesn't look like, yeah, he'd get he gets to stay. And Jay-Z says, a coach I've consistently held to believe that there's been a premature reaction regarding Sterling transitioning to a new team. Yeah, a new team. It's essential to afford. It's essential to afford every player the necessary space to settle in. But he was becoming concerned again. At one point, I started. You can say I was concerned. I have to be honest. Why? Because he should be leading by example. That's the term I've always used. I know, again, I've always known he's a good player, but we've always known that something isn't quite right. And maybe the manager have found the trigger that got him to start firing on all cylinders this season for us. And it's 3 games in a row. you can say he's been one of our best players. He's led by example, not by his actions. For lack of a better term, Pochettino showcased his faith in Sterling right from his initial press conference, highlighting the significance of patience and trust in the process. I think that's the way was. That's the same. We'll start saying that. I hope we'll start saying the same thing about Mihailo Mudryk, and I strongly believe that will be the case. Nicolas Jackson is the real deal, Papa Leum. Some people already were doubting him, but some people, shockingly, some people weren't even paying attention to his work rate, to the fact that even when he doesn't score goals, he does so many other good stuff, creating chances too. Yeah, he's the real deal, and unfortunately, as much as I'm not going to start comparing him with Didier Drogba, I think he has the potential to do even better than Joe because there's more to his game, and I think he's quicker. Exactly, Coach Gusto is trying to stay disciplined for now, so that he will not be blamed. Yeah, he's a smart guy. He's keeping it as simple as possible, just as much the same thing that you can say Gallagher is doing, and it's being effective. Let's hope Sterling continues this form and does not revert back to his smelly ways. I don't think he does. If he does, he drops to the bench. And you could argue that's probably the reason why he's pushing himself as much as he's pushing himself right now. Let's see. Since Poch has spoken to Stalin, Saudi transfer imagination should fizzle out. If they want him, they will come for him. But I hope they don't. If he continues playing like this, I hope they don't. Big up to you, to the Princes here. Big up, Chelsea fans. Congratulations to the fans with this win. With this win a lot to this means a lot to everyone. I wish many more to come. Please smash the like button, people. 26 likes only. I think we should be doing better than that. And yeah, shame to rival fans that were waiting for another you can say charity FC showcase, and that didn't happen. Even they still find a way to complain. Going, yeah, it was just Luton Town. The way the whole team looked scary when Ugochukwu and Martin came on. Even though both didn't play that much, you could see, yeah, they applied themselves differently, and I'm thinking that made me start to think, yeah, in some games the manager probably will prefer going with those two. Gochiku, he's an intelligent player from what I've seen so far. Jackson gave me trouble vibes. Yep, I agree with you. That's Stephen John. I appreciate you joining. The Chelsea youth team are trashing Aston Villa youth by 5 goals to nothing. And Mauricio Pochettino's approach of having just 25-man squad and making the number up with young players, I think that would go a long way for our youth team. Sterling is back. He's looking so dangerous for opening his team, and he's done it in 3 games in a row. I have a feeling that this offensive attacking midfield we are looking for will be Turkey. I hope. I like Turkey, and when I heard that that the hierarchy they have some concerns after watching him, I didn't believe that really. It sounds like the same thing we heard that they had concerns. They you can say they observed some deficiencies while scouting Romeo Lavia, and now he's a Chelsea player. So I wouldn't be shocked if he joins us tomorrow, especially with his friend playing for us. He can help us tap him up. I hope this win gives us a lot of confidence. It will do us a lot of good, like my friend and brother Bobby used to say, especially Raheem Sterling. The guy has got a lot of criticism last week. Even last week, I didn't critique him. The second game, I didn't either. A lot of people were now. I and Roger were telling people this is not the game that you critique him. He was one of our best players on the day. We were lucky not to have won that game. Don't be surprised if he signs next week. I won't be shocked. 5-0 because they have Harvey Vale in midfield. Who has Harvey Vale in midfield? Chelsea. I am content. I am content with the utilization of the 3-4-2-1. He sees something and it's working, and I'm sure he will mix it up. I believe Poch might lean towards this formation due to the potential for improved system between all our offensive and defensive players. It's as simple as that. You go with a structure that will help you, that will help bring out the best in your players. You don't just go for structures for the sake of it, if that makes sense. Ultimately, our primary objective is achieving victories and securing silverware and this formation could contribute to that. Yeah, I never questioned why he's going with a particular formation. I just look at situations and try to figure out maybe he'd go with this structure because of this. And even though I thought he was going to go with the back four, but as we had a conversation with Roger on the panel and others, we did say with the traditional, you say with a more defensively a solid one of six there in Moises Caicedo, he may well see it as the more reason why he'd go with the back three because he have proper protection. And believe me, Caicedo did that effectively. And it says Sterling is trying to lead the team, but he needs to link up with Jackson before defending cover up. I think he did well. I'm content with this. You say his link up play with Malo Gusto was excellent to watch. I'm glad we can see Chilwell. Yeah, he's still a concern for me. He did well, but still, I've been saying that. But I think we'll find a solution. Sterling is trying to lead the team. I think I've read that one. He's leading by example, more importantly for me. I'm going to bring in Bobby immediately, but more importantly, Bobby, how are you doing? I do hope you're doing well. I appreciate you finding the time to join me this morning. It's not easy. And before I do that, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. And Liam Lane, if you're watching, just know that I haven't forgotten about you. Much love. You know how much I love you. All the advice I got from you is one of the reasons why, and the panelists, everybody in the community, the reason why, yeah, the community is growing as fast as it's growing. So thank you, and I hope you're coping with your situation very well. Yeah, Bobby, I'm gonna come with you. Your observations from the game. Were you surprised? Did anything surprise you? Did everything you could say happen? Did everything happen as you expected?
Yeah, big up, coach. I
Big up
mean,
to you too,
yeah,
brother.
this is the morning after the night before, isn't it? What a difference a win makes.
Hmm.
Look,
Oh yeah, in our lives.
it was Luton, to
Hmm.
put things into perspective, without disrespecting them. They are a tidy outfit, a physical outfit, a well organized outfit. But
Hmm.
we were better. This was an extension of our preseason, as far as I'm concerned, because there were still glaring things to work on. A need for Pochettino's offensive player that can play across the forward line. Who that player is in world football right now, since Kudus is not available, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see who the scouting team comes up with. But if they
Hmm.
can find some player that nobody knows and is able to do that, that's going to be some player, I'm telling you, because I have no idea who that can be. And I suspect we might have to wait for our injuries to return to be able to fulfill that need, or maybe wait till January. I don't know. I have no idea. I
Hmm.
leave it to the experts. But yes, it was a good game. Sterling won his flowers. I'm glad he got 2 goals. I'm glad Jackson got his goal. Sterling deserves all the accolades. But I add caution to that, yet again, saying it's Luton. Yes, he did the same against West Ham and slightly against Liverpool, but he's clearly an improved player under Potter. Sorry, under Pochettino. He really is. And long may that continue. May he just get better. There is scope for improvement, and you can see that the forward line will get better, especially Jackson's second half performance. You can see he improved. For me, though, the downside is Chilwell's performance was terrible. The chance he missed was unforgivable. He was at the halfway line. He was at the penalty spot. Instead of taking a shot with the goalkeeper at his mercy, he tried to pass a ball to Sterling, who was behind the defender, and the defender cut it out. I don't understand that sort of decision making.
Hmm.
His overall performance wasn't great. He was always getting pushed off the ball. He was always having too many touches. He needs to, he can't defend. At the moment, he can't attack. He certainly can't score. So, what is he? He needs to really take a look at what he's doing. I felt when Martson came on, at least offensively, he was more impactful to the team, and I think the big question marks around Chilwell, and he wore the captain's armband, And the real captain on that field, certainly in terms of performance, was Conor Gallagher. He was driving the team. He was covering up a lot. People didn't notice this, but he was covering up a lot for the nervous Caicedo. Caicedo eventually had a good game. I fully understand. In fact, I felt sorry for him. He's a 21-year-old kid. He came on. If you see the way he was chewing his gum when he came on, you could tell he was nervous. It showed in the first half, early on in the first half. He tried some step overs or whatever it was he tried, and he fell over his own feet. I felt for him. I really did. You know, a couple of misplaced passes. Then he started to kick into gear. And Gallagher was alongside him all that time. He was finding his feet. Gallagher was covering for him. I know people would rather put pins in their eyeballs than admit that, but that's the truth. You know, Gallagher, yeah, he made the odd mistake here and there, rarely, but he really was the engine. He is now that converted six because he was playing the double pivot with Enzo playing further forward, who didn't do badly. I like how Enzo attempted being the set piece taker. Were they bad? Well, he needs to work on his accuracy, but you know, at least we've got someone that's trying. And look, there's so many positives. Malagusto, excellent performance again. I think he's improving, and he's certainly not shrinking back from that right back battle with Reece James. I liked Disasi. I don't know why he gets criticized. This guy has just arrived, no preseason, straight into the Premier League. He's having to learn on the job with our extended preseason with games. This is how I'm looking at this. And I think he did well. He covered a lot. He covered a lot for Thiago Silva, who is waning. You know, we have to admit that Thiago is on his way out. He's probably very good on the field, issuing the right commands to the defenders and all that, but his own performance is slow, labored, and not what it was. I think there's a slight drop so far in the last three games we've seen of Thiago in you know, as compared to previous seasons. The goalkeeper, well, he wasn't really noticeable. Couple of good saves, one good punch, you know, good protection for him, especially when Caicedo started ticking. You know, he started really functioning well as in the sort of defensive midfield role with Gallagher, and you know, it was a good day at the office for us. Would I be more excited if this was a bigger scalp? Yes. If we had beaten, you know, perhaps someone like West Ham, I would notice more. But you know, this is a good game at this time for the team, and we passed it. I don't think we could ask for much more. Probably should have got more goals, but the way we're playing, that will come. So you know, let's just hope that the progression continues, and the one last part of Pochettino's jigsaw is able to arrive before the transfer window closes. Because, to my understanding, the goalkeeper's done now, Petrovic.
Yeah, he was on the stands too with Bowley and Cole Lavia. They all sat together. Jim Terry.
Yeah,
They
I
all
like
sat.
how Bowley.
Yeah,
I like how Bowley applauded. He gave a standing ovation to Sterling, showing his
yeah, well, yeah,
approval and encouragement.
yeah.
Look, it's good. You know, he must be pleased, along with the likes of Jose. What's his name? Jose. Oh, Farina. Jose. Oh, you know who I'm talking about. The other owner from Clear Lake. Uh,
I don't know that
Alec
because
Barley.
if you ask me, I will only mention Bali and
And yeah, there's another really big hitter, Jose something.
yeah,
Jose
honestly,
Fonseca. Sorry?
Joseph Felici or Felicia, something like that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Feliciano, something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Feliciano, yes.
But for
he's
me, I would
one of
just say Igbali and yeah, Todd Bowley.
no,
That's it for me.
no. Jose is one of the big money bags. He's there. Although he's more outward facing, he's more into like the stadium
Mhm.
stroke the feeder club developments. But he's there, and he was at the stadium. So look, these guys are encouraging their project. They're so far pleased with their project as they should be. You know, this has never been done before. Never has an entire ownership, coaching staff, first team been overhauled in this manner. So the people that are trying to always gaslight Chelsea, talk about $1.2 billion spent and Luton only spent 30 million, they just keep on and on and on about this point to try and make the club look bad and demonized and unprogressive. Oh, they're just throwing money at the problem. I just think they're divisive, and they should give respect to this brave and innovative project that's being carried out at Chelsea right now.
All right, let's give those in the chat a microphone, Bobby. Thank you so much for that. We have Mark saying, Coach Pochettino is a patient coach, so fans too must be patient with him. This team needs a time, we know that, but the man himself isn't making excuses with regards to how much time it would take us to start firing in Arsenal. And as he's always said, yeah, we're ready. We have to win. The only thing he's been clear about is he needs one more offensive player. He's always said that, but I admit, but I don't like this Chilwell and Colwell pattern. Chilwell is, yeah, overbearing. I'm not sure what I think it's mixed up there. Let's see. Jerry Z says that several self-proclaimed social media experts are heavily criticizing Poch for employing the back three. I won't. I listen. Usually, when a manager does that, changes the structure to something we don't expect, I take my time to look at it and find reasons why he's chosen to do that. And Pochettino, the rest assured, he will mix the things up. He's a smart manager, and you can argue probably people, some of those managers that knew him during his time at Tottenham probably were shocked. He started them by going with a back three, and it's actually an offensive approach. The only difference being that he's just going with Chilwell now because of his experience. And I think in the future, Chilwell might well not get a chance because he will learn with time that Chilwell is actually ineffective in the wing back position whenever we play teams that defend deep. But that's not, by the way, people. 32 likes. We should be doing better than that. I get it. Probably. I don't know if there are any games on right now, but it's weekend. There will be games all over the leagues in Europe. Yeah, not gonna lie, this situation highlights our superior comprehension of the game of football. I want everybody knows. No, none of us, again, we're not experts. We just argue from our respective perspectives. One love to you all, Lucas Levi. Nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. And once more again, go check out Meet Boy's YouTube channel. Subscribe. Let's help him get to 1,000. And Meet Boy, I know probably you're getting closer and closer to 1,000 subscribers. But I don't like you, Mitchy. You drain the life of our panelists here. We're gonna stop loaning players to you, but it's all love. I'm just kidding anyway. Much love. He says Bobby out. Hashtag Bobby out. A Chilwell and Colwell pattern is a trademark Poch attribute. Fans are going nuts in over analyzing that, but I have a problem with Chilwell's output when we play teams that defend deep. Yeah, but that's just me. Enzo's pass for the third goal. That was delicious. That was a delicious goal. It was, I don't know what other term to use to describe it. You could say it's no look, yeah, because he was shielding the ball from the guy that was marking him. He just, wow, I can't even describe it really, but it was delicious. But more importantly, you have to admire Sterling's intelligence to make the run, to respect him. I think they played together well enough that Sterling now trusts him to find him. And as Graham Potter said, I can't believe I'm mentioning his name, Enzo sees everything. His vision is excellent, and that's the reason why I say he'll still be starting deep, but he will have the freedom or the independence to be more adventurous on the pitch, which was what for 3 games now. I think he's done that, and yeah, his vision is excellent. Honestly, it says Balogun can be a great addition. It's not happening. I think it's here we go to Monaco. If Chelsea decides to sign him, Chelsea needs to look for reinforcements in the attacking area. I think we're fine from what we're seeing, and the sort of manager, the sort of number 9 that we're looking for is something that isn't easy to find. The profile isn't easy to find, and I've always said that Mauricio Pochettino, from what I know, from what I've known, he isn't the sort that plays with your stereotypical number 9. You'd have to have a mixture of both. And we're so blessed with Jackson. He's not your stereotypical number 9, but yet he can play. If you want him to play just like your traditional number 9, he'd do that. He's powerful, he's tall enough, and hopefully he improves every league. That's the only aspect of his game that he hasn't improved. But with his feet, his pace, every other aspect, wow, he's a complete number 9 for me. Chelsea needs to look up for reinforcement striker. Nicolas Jackson cannot be playing every game. That's the term. He cannot be playing every game. Plus, he travels to Africa for AFCON, so we need someone there. Maybe if the manager feels like Amanda Brea will suffice, we'll find out before January whether Brea will be ready. How soon is he going to be back, actually? But we'll find out. The manager himself, if you trust him, that's his decision. Just watching the live and seeing that pass, yeah, it was delicious, really. Even the Sassy needs to up his game. Here's the thing. I think we've talked about that before, but I'm happy Bobby didn't mention it again here. The Sassy, let's say, had what's his name? The England international, who rumors are saying the Bayern are discussing signing him. Chalobah had Chalobah been fit, I don't think the Sassy would get or the Sassy, as I heard that's the way you should pronounce it. The Sassy wouldn't have gotten the chance to start to the chance to be starting right now. Yeah, because he didn't join on time. But because we're lacking numbers in that area, so yeah, he was just thrown into the middle of everything without him, you could say, being ready. He's an intelligent player. He's a good passer of the ball. He can break the lines from the defensive area. He's that good. Really, he's excellent. You could argue he wouldn't struggle that much with the giants of players that Luton Town had yesterday, because he was there. Aerially, you can. I don't see anybody in the Premier League
Coach,
that can match him and beat him aerially. Yeah, go ahead if you wanted to say something.
he won 5 of 6
Aerial
aerial
duels.
duels.
Okay,
Yes,
that's 90% a plus.
yes.
Yeah, you see that. So that's excellent. I'll come to you in a bit, brother. I like Caicedo and let's look at Chico's chemistry. I think we have an excellent team here. I know it will take a while. It will not be perfect, but I think we're ahead of time, actually. The manager has done he's done a good job in just a few weeks. Mitch boy, I'm just saying hello to you. When on earth the coach will be using Chilwell as wingback? I think the wing will be effective if Martin or Marike was used there. I trust the manager. He knows what he's doing. I think the time will come. If Chilwell doesn't do better, I think he drops to the bench. Just recovering after a busy week, 3 days of streaming. Yeah, 3 days of just draining the life out of you and the panelists here. I liked the pass from Gusto to Sterling. It was with intent. It wasn't him just he didn't just put the ball into the box. He saw Sterling, and the intent was to get it to Sterling, and he got to Sterling. He didn't just you say most wing backs or most wingers would just put it into the box. Whatever happened, let it happen. But it was with intent, and that was good to see. Because most of the time when the ball is crossed from that kind of area, it ends up in no man's land. That's because in most cases the crosses are put into the box just for the sake of it. But I think that has changed. I like that. Big up to you too. I appreciate you just saying big up to me there. Chelsea is okay. It's what? Wow, Douglas and Dumbo. Okay, I quite understand how You cannot understand, okay, how his season plays. One of the a failure of Potter last season wasn't consistent in first 11 was one of the season's problems. Okay, I'm not sure I understand that one, the Prince. I'm sorry about that. This says that Caicedo can start as a captain against Wimbledon. No, I don't see that happening. No, no, no. I wouldn't be surprised if we use a backline of a back three of Colwell, Badashila, Disasi, and going forward, I think we may well we'll see that sometime. Thiago Silva isn't going to be playing every game, but I think he led well. I get Bobby's concern, but I think he was excellent also. He's you could say without him on the pitch, I think that defense, yeah, without leadership, I think will be. I think we'll be in trouble, honestly. If you see Chelsea last year, we cannot comply. Okay, we cannot complain by this time. I'm not too sure what to make of that. I think it's a bit mixed up. I'm gonna come to you. Apologies for that. I'm gonna come to you, Tabeho. Your observations are from the game.
Yeah,
Before you, we're still going to looking at the numbers. But go ahead, brother.
first of all, big up coach and Bobby.
Big up to you too, brother.
To be honest, we started very well. After the goal, we stopped doing good things, but I'm glad that we went half time with 1-0, and second half we were fantastic. I know, yes, we are playing against Luton Town, but also we needed this win. We needed this performance from our players, as also as fans. We needed to see our team to win after so long. I think it's 6 months now.
Yeah,
So
and I get it. If you say it's Luton Town, there's something called Charity FC.
yes,
So yeah, exactly. So to me, it was like we won a cup because usually, even on the ground, Potter, we did well against the big teams. We struggled against the smaller teams. So if you've been paying attention to that fact, then it doesn't matter if we beat a team from the 13th division or so. It was a good win in the sense that yeah, Charity FC was has always been an issue. But you go ahead with what you were saying, brother.
yeah, I agree. And then also this thing of Disasi is not good enough, and then Raul Sanchez, as you said before, these players never got enough time to settle at Chelsea.
Hmm.
They were put in for the stopgap, and then I'm glad that given this performance, whether it's bad or poor, they learn from that. Also, another thing, hopefully in the near future, maybe other players coming back from injury, we don't want to see Ben Chilwell as a left winger. But for now, I'll respect that because of the coach. We don't know what is happening behind the scenes, but hopefully we're gonna see someone else there. Because if you can check that side, Nicolas Jackson was creating most of the chances, but Chilwell was very poor. But overall, I don't want to put blame of the players. I think we played very well. Kanagalaga, the most improved player under Mauricio Pochettino. What a player! Oh man, I love watching Kanagalaga now. Even
I didn't
Enzi,
know.
everyone,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
everyone played very well, and then I'm so happy that Nicolas Jackson got his first goal. Hopefully, first of many, so that those criticizing uh, can cry. Go
Yeah,
ahead, coach.
a well deserved good for Jackson. Here's the thing. That's how I like my number 9. Jackson is the sort of player that even if he doesn't score, not too many people will be complaining because he does more. He offers more to the team whenever he's on the pitch. He's in the defense. You see him at the back defending. You see him in the midfield, helping connect the midfield and the attack. And so, we've always, I think we've talked about that before. He is Mauricio Pochettino's a typical type of striker, and I think the man is happy to have him. And the moment he scored that goal, he opted to take him off just to give him a break because we don't want to risk too much. What a player. Hello to you too, Choma. I hope you're doing well. I appreciate you finding the time to join us today. It's weekend, so I'm happy you joining us. Thank you so much. Colwell and Silva in a back can be unstoppable. This I see is still adapting. That's the language we should be using, and not a question of his ability. If you knew him before he joined us, you'd know how good he is. He's excellent on the ball. He's a good passer of the ball too. A lot of people, and here's the thing: I like it when players keep the ball on the carpet, and he does that. He hardly raises the ball off the carpet. He likes to keep it on the carpet whenever he's passing the ball, and he bypasses so many people to get his intended target. He's an excellent ball playing defender. And he's also physical too, so a mix of both. Usually, you don't have both together. Disasi is still adapting. He needs some time to yeah, he needs some time. Too early to judge him, to judge the guy. If you watched him at Monaco, he can be a beast if he wants to. And I think he's been one for us. He's unsettled a lot of people that tried to be a physical with our defensive line. CAA Mafia, nice to see you, brother. I hope you're doing well. He says, a big up coach. We need a Silva to trust a Caicedo more. He trusts him. If anything, Caicedo himself is the one being a bit more cautious, and I like it. Again, he needs to keep it as simple as possible. And now he still needs time. Probably 21-year-old, like Bobby mentioned, he's just 21, still dealing with the price tag. It will take a while, and you can say he's done well so far. I liked it that he kept it very simple and was very effective in protecting the defensive line. We paid 115 million because he loves to break a press. Silva slows down the build up. It's intentional. And here's the thing: if you're arguing that Silva slows down the ball, like taking his time to pass it, by the time he passes it, he bypasses 3, 4 opposition players. So that makes up for the time he takes him to pass the ball. And I'm sure the manager is well aware of that, but he still wants him. Sometimes he does it intentionally to control the ball. Or if nobody opens up for him, then he keeps it longer than usual. But I still keep Silva in that team because without him, our defensive line will not be well coordinated, in my opinion. We finally won at the bridge. There's so much. There's no such thing as Luton Town. A win is a win. They are in the Premier League for some reason. So, Choma, thank you. That's actually the delicious comment of the day. I appreciate you saying that. A back four, I mean, yeah, it's up to the manager. Whatever he does, I'm all for it. Jackson is sharp. It's a sharp striker. Let's give 3 games. You see, he looks forward. Okay. A lot of people may say like, it was good to see the guys who scored in a last EPL game with Luton in 1998. One in the stands, the other a Sky Pundit. What's the other one? Who's a Sky Pundit? Wow, I didn't know that, bro. I think you should be on the panel, man. I'm not sure what you're waiting for. When will Badia Sheila be ready? We'll find out once we go to the screen, and we'll do that soon. Ty, I'm coming to you. Your observations, you can say your overall observations are from the game, just so that we can go into the match review proper. You go ahead, Ty. You have the floor. I know you're a happy man, but I'm still going to question you why you said you're happy that what's his name, Lewis Hall joined one of your teams. I'm still going to question you about that, but not right now.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. I'm not gonna answer that last thing you just said right now. But yeah, yeah.
Just
But
go ahead,
yeah,
Ty.
yeah. What I noticed in this game is that there's still a lot of work to be done. Obviously, Pochettino himself said that it's only a matter of time for things to click, and it will. Um, I can always go back to what Bobby said about how long it will take for the team to fully gel. I
Mhm.
know you're gonna have to give it months because obviously some of the players are gone that were in preseason. Some of those players are injured, and you're gonna need some time for those players to come back in. And you also have players who were injured before the preseason coming back in, so it's gonna take a lot of adjustments. One thing that I did notice, and I think Tobago alluded to that as well, is the fact that after we scored the first goal, which we had a lot of opportunities to score before that. Um,
the intensity that we were bringing. Obviously, at one point we had 80+% of the possession, and then that dropped slightly down to 70 at the end of the half. But the intensity dropped after we scored the first goal. There wasn't really much of a drive to really get a second immediately, and for most of the game after that, Luton looked like they could have gotten a goal. Um, the issue that I have with Chilwell playing as that offensive, if you want to call him a left wing or a left forward or whatever, is that he's obviously not that type of player. Um, the opportunity that he had, that in itself is enough proof that he's not that attacking player. Instead of taking the shot, he opted to create for Sterling, which
And
obviously,
Sterling was it actually in a more difficult angle than he
yeah,
is. He's
yeah, and he
basically
was
one
straight
on
in.
one with it. Go ahead, sorry for the tap in there, but go ahead.
Yeah,
But I'm on
yeah, man.
side
It,
anyway.
it is what it is, man. Remember, you have to be like Nicolas Jackson, the tapping. But yeah, I it was very questionable to me. I was very frustrated. I was angry because I'm saying it's on your preferred foot. You have a good shot on you, and you're inside the box. If anything, if the player takes you down, it's a penalty. There's no reason for you to be passing the ball. Take the shot because at the end of the day, you're placed in a position offensively to do that, either create or to score. So that was frustrating. And I kept saying that, oh, this seems like, I hope it's not the situation similar to what happened against West Ham, where we have an opportunity to have a comfortable lead, or be able to pounce on another opportunity,
Hmm.
and it comes down to Luton getting a goal back, and then the game draws. And a lot of the time it was very intense because on one occasion, I think the one shot they had, it was very close. It was a deflection, and then Sanchez had to claw the ball and then catch it. But for me, I've noticed another thing is that Caicedo had played a key role in the goals that were scored. For Sterling was the same combination,
Yeah.
three players. He had Gallagher to Caicedo, Caicedo to Gusto, and then Gusto over to Sterling for both the goals. I prefer the second one though because there was connectivity there. You could see you could see it from left to right, and it was beautiful. But Caicedo is adjusting. Obviously, he did have some shaky moments. Obviously, he slipped at one point and gave Luton the best opportunity in the first half. But I personally am happy for Nicolas Jackson. I know lots of people are not convinced about him, and I myself said I was really convinced about him being that striker for us that he can rely on for 20 goals. But he is, like you said, the ideal profile for Pochettino. He likes his strikers or his forwards coming deep in the midfield. That's why he loved Hurricane. That's why he gave Hurricane an opportunity, because he likes when those they come down to the midfield, try to connect, because we lack that type of profile right now in that AM who
Hmm.
comes, who collects the ball. And perhaps that's one of the reasons why so many people like Mount, because he was one that you'd get the ball from the midfield and try to connect it. But obviously we all know what happened with that. But it is positive, and I really was happy for Jackson, because you know you never know, things like that get in your first goal. It can click, it can unlock something, and it can make a lot of things click. And I think this could be something good for him. It's good that RB got his first goal, because it will boost his morale. It will make him more confident, and he deserved the goal because he was creating a lot of opportunities. He should have had an assist, but obviously, Sterling's first touch let him know for the one of the shots.
Yeah,
But
Kai, can you talk about? I know the one you're saying he should have had an assist. That
yeah,
was I don't want to play. He's an intelligent player. Also, more
yeah,
importantly, because
yeah,
I didn't expect him to get that ball. I thought that ball was
yeah,
Luton Town defender's ball, but how he maneuvered and then had to come back again to onside
yeah,
in, shoot at the ball quite, would dropped it and one time, and he's quick. He's quick thinking too. He's not just an intelligent player. He's quick thinking. If you make a move, he finds it. There was one, the one that ends up that clicked against the crossbar. He made the run down the flanks. Wasn't selfish. Looked up. I think he looked up. He saw, was it Starling? Passed it to Starling into the box, and he has quick feet too. Now Starling dropped it for Enzo. I think there's more to his game, and I don't think we've seen anything close to what Jackson is capable of doing. But go ahead.
yeah. But and that's one of the reasons why People compare him to Drogba, and that's a very big thing. But he does have some attributes that made Drogba good at Chelsea. He can create. He has the physicality, and like you said, that attempt that he created for Sterling, where he was behind the defender. He's able to come back. He controls it down, and then he makes the pass to Sterling, who's first just lets him down. And even the Chilwell opportunity, that could have been an assist for him as well, because he did a little a nice cutback for him, for him to get a goal, but it just didn't work out for him. But it was a good win. It was a win that we needed, and obviously the statistic doesn't look good. Haven't won a game at Stamford Bridge in months. It's not positive. It's something that hopefully it will turn around a lot of things for us. And the season is very long. Obviously, there's an advantage not having European football because it prepares the team better. It gives them more time together to gel. But at the end of the day, we have to see what happens from here. But it's positive, and there's been a lot of positives from the first three games, despite obviously drawing the first one and losing the second. But yeah,
And
there was
here's
a
the
lot of
thing. Yeah,
positives.
go ahead.
Yeah, there's a lot of positives.
And if we're again people that are saying yeah it was just Luton Town, we played against 13 men, and here's how we played against 13 men. The 11 men that Luton Town had on the pitch, we played. You could say Charity FC was on their side, and the fact that we haven't won a home game for a while was also on their side. That's how I see it, and it's not easy, honestly. When will Badiashile be ready? We'll find out the moment we start looking at the numbers on the screen there and the statistics. Thank God we won. Jackson is very superb. Namaya Fawala, I couldn't agree more. VAR ruled that tapping onside. Ty's knee
Oh
played
my
him on.
word!
I was onside. I don't do. Here's the thing. I don't do offside tappings. I do. Yeah, I just concur with what people are saying and
Yeah,
elaborate
and
more
usually
sometimes.
coach, what you do with the tappings is that if the player first touches badly and he comes into you, that you just tap it in.
So not. So, but not offside. Okay. VAR. Yeah. I think we actually could have had a penalty yesterday, in my opinion. Um.
Yeah, multiple times.
Yeah. See,
Handball.
if the argument is that all that is needed is just a minimal touch, then yeah, Jackson should have had a penalty. But yeah. Um, to think some Chelsea fans wanted Gallagher gone, he definitely silenced all the criticism. I've always said he's Mauricio Pochettino type of player, and if anybody will make him a better player, it is Mauricio Pochettino. And I've always said that him leaving is difficult. The manager seems to like him, and everything we're hearing probably all nonsense. He will stay, but I want him to play further forward. I don't want him to play from a deeper position. And do I think that's a space for him in the deeper position? Right now, I'm not too sure what happens because he's done well, but let's see what happens. I always knew he had a lot to offer for Chelsea, maybe not as a DM, but in more advanced areas. And yeah, here's the thing: even beyond his playing skills, that commitment is not something you get from every player. That energy is not something you get from every player. So managers value that quite a lot. But let's see what happens. So Sterling and Giovanni Jafta, nice to see you. Sterling and Jackson Enzo Caicedo after 3-4. We are. I'm not sure. You're confusing me there. I get the feeling Poch doesn't want stopgap players. Yep, it sounds like it. He doesn't want the 22-man squad. I think, yeah, I'm going with the first one. He doesn't want a stopgap player. He wants continuity. And he'd rather probably stick with Broya because Broya has that attribute also. He can play all across the front line, like the manager himself described. That's the sort of player he's looking for. Yeah, but I agree with you. To be fair, I think Badiashile will find it difficult to get into. I don't think so. I'm quite sure Pochettino knows them quite well, and he's blessed to have them. Here's the thing: he's a good passer of the ball too, and he can play it on the carpet. He can play it in the air. We're just blessed to have them. I don't think he struggles. Remember, Thiago Silva isn't going to play every game. The moment he's fully fit, then the manager has to start rotating. Colwell looks better playing with Thiago Silva than Badiashile did last season. Wow. Okay, if that's how you say it. So let's start getting to addressing the match. But just quickly, some important news here that my friend what's his name? My friend shared with me, Calito Worldwide, Charles, the corner of Worldwide Chelsea says, Romelu Lukaku, they're quoting him, says, I am nervous. Tomorrow I am flying to Roma for the signing. Wow, hallelujah. Wow, it looks like his the Mammoth, Willie Mammoth, will finally leave us. Yeah, it's happening. It's happening, people. So let's celebrate that. So let's see. It was a 3-4-2-1 structure. Okay, so we'll go like this. But it's a hybrid approach. But we're not going to go into how it becomes a hybrid or not. Let's just go with the player ratings and all that. We're going to look at the numbers too. Ty, while I'm setting this up, what do you make of Malo Gusto getting 2 assists? He was excellent on the day, in my opinion. You there, Ty? Tobeho, if you're there, you can go. What do you make of Malo Gusto getting 2 assists? Well-deserved assist. And I think you and I, we've already talked about that assist to the one on the carpet inside the box from the right flank to inside the box for Raheem Sterling. It was excellent, honestly, well measured with intent. Yeah, go ahead.
Man, Malo Costa is one of my favorite players, and then, man, I'm glad we finally got him. And then, as I remember the time Rhys James got injured, I've told people just relax. We're still covered. Malo Costa is there, and he's so young, but he's so solid. Man,
Hmm.
I'm so happy about this kid, and hopefully he can bring more. And he have had a chemistry with Raheem Sterling yesterday, which is good. I'm glad. I'm glad. Hopefully more to come from him also.
Yeah, the link up play with Raheem Sterling was something special to see. And it can only get better if Raheem, you could say, understands that dash and run he makes on the right hand side. Because at one time I was screaming on top, I was screaming, Raheem, look to your right, but he looked inwards as if I was the coach there. Had he looked, I think he would have been in acres of space and could have maybe gotten into the box. But yeah, it takes time. But go ahead with what you were saying. All
I
right.
think
If you're
Malo,
ready, let's yeah, go ahead. Uh-huh.
yeah, two fantastic assists, and then hopefully players can know where to run when Malagosta have a ball in terms of those positions, because Sterling was so positioned very well, and then he just tapped into the net. Oh man, what a goal!
Yeah, well, a delicious goal at that. This is Woolly Mammoth alone. I think it would be with a mandatory obligation to buy. From what I'm hearing, is it done? I don't know, but let me see if there's an update here. Let me see if there's an update, and I'll let you know in a bit. Just a few seconds. A few seconds. I'll get back to you. Fabrizio
Coach,
Romano. Yeah, go ahead.
coach,
Yeah.
Roma could never afford him. I would even be surprised. I'm even surprised they're able to pay his wages. I'm really
Why do you
surprised
think
at
that
that.
is? Why do you think that is, Bobby?
That they paid his wages or that they
No, is
can't
he
afford
gone?
him.
You said they could never afford him.
Well, they want the loan, but as the last I heard was, terms for that loan have not yet been agreed. I don't know what terms they have offered, but I would be surprised if they offer to pay his wages, um, because simply because they don't have the money. I hope they do,
Hmm.
but it's a worry. So we need to look at what the details are and what this is about. I wouldn't just go off anything that Romelu Lukaku says. Lukaku has shown us and shown everybody who he is. He's not reliable, he's not trustworthy, he's not going to change, and we are right to get rid of him. And any thought of integrating him back in the side, like some of these people are trying to say, is absurd. It's like these people that are subject to abuse that keep things saying, "Oh, he's going to change. He's going to change. He's going to love me." It's not true. He's never going to love you. He's never going to change, and it needs to end.
I'm sure you know why
You
I'm
know?
laughing.
Yeah, I know, right? You know,
It's
I
just
always give these examples. I
just
always
go
give,
ahead. Yeah.
but they're very realistic and very true. You know,
Mhm.
Romelu Lukaku is never going to change. He'll continue playing the field to his advantage.
It's
He's the
his character.
worst.
It's who he is.
He's the worst deal in living history ever done at a club. So I wouldn't trust anything he says. I'll wait and see what Fabrizio Romano says, and if you've got that, then good. But I'm concerned that this loan deal they're offering may not be enough for Chelsea. And what Chelsea are probably doing is a panic offload. They might just offload him at any terms rather than keep him hanging around the club, which is highly disturbing and
But I'd rather we
questionable.
do that than keep him.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have a choice really, but we must try and make it to some sort of financial advantage, or it just is meaningless, and we might find ourselves in a position where I would rather we tell him to rot in the reserves than to pay his wages for him to play for another club. That's playing right into his hands. We may as well just keep him rotting in the stands at Stamford Bridge, which he wouldn't like either. So let's wait and see what happens. I hope by some miracle Roma have found the money to pay his wages for a season, which would be helpful to us. One less season of Lukaku contract to think about. But it
Mhm.
just says that we're back in the same fight next summer.
Yeah. Thank you so much, William Mammoth. Alone, yeah, no, but I think did see something to the effect of it being with a mandatory obligation to buy. I'm not sure. Lukaku, the Mammoth, the sloth, and we almost got an ice age here. You can argue. You could argue that we almost one more. I think what character do we need for it to be that movie Ice Age? I want Lukaku gone as soon as possible. Roma wants him. I think he's gonna go. And the matter for well, nice to see you. And Tommy Bryan, always nice to see you, brother. It's been a minute. I hope you're doing well. Please do let us know that you're doing fine. Tommy Bryan says he's a big up coach in the WWE panel, enjoying the drop kicks as usual. Yeah, but more importantly, nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. Appreciate you finding the time to join. Coach, love in the studio. When are you dropping the Raheem Sterling song? Very soon. It's still you can say to find you can say mixing. We're still mixing the tape, but it would drop. It would drop soon. But nice to see you, Tommy Bryan. I hope you're doing well. We really do miss you. Giovanni, he's gone. Let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. So let's look at the overall statistics here. Let's see. We have okay. We have ball position 67 to 33% of this, and that's nothing to me. Expected goals, we have 2.27. You can say we were a bit, say more efficient than usual yesterday, and 0.44 of this. Total shots, 11 shots of theirs to 19 shots of ours. Wow, that's a lot of shots. So which means we should be scoring more. Big chances created, 5 big chances, and none for them. Big chances missed. We missed 3 big chances. Yeah, accurate passes, 692%. That's excellent, really. Let's see anything else important here. Corners are 6-4. Let's see, you can say pretty even. So now. Yeah, nothing else to look at here. Let's see. Let's go here. Look at the player performance, individual performances. I think we should start. The goalkeeper, I don't think we need to look at him. Or do you think we should, Tabel? Do you think we should look at the goalkeeper, the number of numbers for the goalkeeper?
Nah, Sanchez didn't do didn't get much trouble from Luton players. Only one shot that deflect from, I think was disaster Romelu goes to, and he punched it, then he was able to save it.
That wasn't actually easy to save because it was a
Exactly.
deflection. Yeah, he didn't see it on time, but go ahead. He was able to deal with it, but go ahead with what you were saying.
Yes, that's the only. I think that's the only shot on target for Luton, if I'm not mistaken.
Was it? I don't
How
remember.
many?
Oh,
Possibly.
the only one that was on target. They had other shots, but it was off target. The
Yeah.
only one that was on target.
So Tebejo was correct. So you did a tapping there, not just me. Yeah, you should know that. Balogun is gone. Balogun is gone to Monaco, I think. And I'm happy we're not getting him because we'll be overpaying if we do that. I was so happy when Lukaku joined Chelsea. Now I am like, what happened to him? And he hit his head. Did he hit his head on the floor? I can't believe I'm reading that from Joe. I'm shocked, really. Nope. I think he has an issue. He has what Ty calls the main guy syndrome. He came to Chelsea. You can say at one point he was the main guy, but that changed after the interview and all that. He wasn't able to regain or reclaim or retake the main guy status at Chelsea, and to him, he didn't like that. Even at Inter, when he went back, Lautaro Martinez had already became the main guy before he returned to Inter, and you can see it hasn't really worked well for him. But that's fine. I'm not going to waste my time talking about Romelu Lukaku. Really, I'm being honest here. I keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes will go a long way. He will be leaving. Yep. He'll be taking a pay cut, and you could argue, yeah, I think I did see something to the effect of Roma accepting it to cover 100% of his salary because he's taking a pay cut. And it looks like Lukaku himself, he's eager to leave, which means he still wants to play football at the highest level. Good luck to him. I just want him to leave, honestly. If he leaves with quite a lot from his salary, he's on £325,000 per week. That's quite a lot, honestly.
Thank you, Jose Marino.
Yeah, he's his type of striker. His typical type of
Yes.
striker, but he's not in any way close to what Mauricio Pochettino would like to have as his striker. Let's see what else we have here. Bigger panel and Michi Jacob Huggins. Nice to see you. So let's start with the back three. Thiago Silva, to me, is still effective. I think probably because people have, you can say, people just have a preconceived notion with driven by his age, the fact that he's 39. Usually, you can say whenever we struggle a bit, it's easy to look at him and say, yeah, he's a bit sluggish. That's how he's played for a while. He has never been he has never been a quick player. Even when he was 16, 17, 18, 20, 24, count them. No, he was never quick. His game is defined by his intelligence, his vision, and his experience in the game. And so I'd say he's still there. The only thing I'm concerned, we have to pay attention to when he's tired, not to overplay him. We have to use him sparingly to make sure he drops at the bench only when we don't absolutely need him, or when we don't necessarily need him. We can rest him and then ease in the younger players gradually. I think that will go a long way. But if we drop him without you can say without paying attention to who's going to lead the back line in his absence, it becomes a problem. So it will be a gradual process, and I think Disasi can actually lead that back line, but he needs more time. He's still a bit shaky, but with time he will settle in properly. Let's see what else we have here. Mitchell Boy just saying big up. So let's start with Thiago Silva. Let's look at his numbers. I think as excellent as usual. He played 90 minutes and accurate passes 97 out of 102, 95%. For about the fantasy points, touches and 109 touches, passes into the final third, 3, not bad. Accurate long balls 4 out of 6, 67%. That's usually he usually does better in that department. Blocks 2, clearances 4, headed clearances 1, interceptions 1, recoveries 6. And let's say area dues 3 out of 3, 100%. I don't know anybody on the panel want to talk about him, or should we look at the other players at the back line? To me, I don't expect anything different. He's been immaculate as I can. He was immaculate as usual. Did a good job. Led the back line well. Read the game well. Knew when to slow down the game and when to you said pass the ball quick. And I've explained that even when you feel like it takes him too much time to pass the ball, whenever he passes it, he makes up. With you can say he makes up for the time spent on the ball by bypassing about 3, 4, and sometimes 5 opposition players to find one of our players in a deeper position from the opposition's perspective. He's that good, and I'm not really concerned about anything right now. But I get it. We should be ready to do without him because it will eventually come to that. Let's see, and this is Mitchell saying this loan for Lukaku means we'll buy him. I'm not sure. I think it's a bit jumbled up there. Please keep dropping the likes on the stream, people, and also please go check out Ty's YouTube channel called the Chelsea Sessions. He's doing quite well, and just five subscribers away to get to 1,000 subscribers, and he deserves that. And Choma, if you haven't, all of you in the chat, I'm sure I meet your boy Jacob Hoggins. All of you that haven't subscribed to TyTalk's YouTube channel, please go do that. Let's help him reach 1,000 subscribers as soon as possible. That will go a long way. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Let's get it to 100. I knew it was going to be a very tight one today because there's a game on, and our London rivals, Tottenham, they're playing. And I think they're leading by 2-0 now. They're doing quite well. It's been a good start to season for them. But that's by the way. So anybody on the panel want to speak about Thiago Silva? Should I? Okay, let me look at Levi Colwell. If you want to speak, you have the floor. Let's look at his numbers. I think he did quite well too. Some stuff was seen, especially off the ball. You can say lack of chemistry because too many chances in the defensive line is usually a problem. But I think there are other mistakes that when you see, that comes with the age territory. For lack of a better term, he's still very young, and we still see him do some stuff that then you realize he's still actually a kid. He's just 20. Total shots 1, but he's an excellent passer of the ball. Really accurate passes 60 out of 68. Chances created 1. Let's see what else we have here. Blocked shots 1, touches 86, passes into the final third 9. That's a high. But you can see his movement on the pitch. He's always in the opposition. You can say beyond the center half, center circle. Accurate long balls 4 out of 11. That's poor. He needs to work on that. Clearances 4, headed clearances 4, recoveries of 3. Dribbled past 1 time. Duels 2 out of ground duels 1, 67%. That's not bad. Every duels 1, 2 out of 2, 100%. That's excellent. Anybody want to speak about Levi Colwell? I think at 20, wow. I remember Ty was this one of our brothers, Fahim's Twitter group. When they were playing that playoffs, the playoffs at the Wembley, I think during first half you sent something saying something to the effect of Levi Colwell. Wow, that's you. I think that was you expressing how you are amazed as how good he was playing on the day. But he was unlucky to have scored an own goal on the day. I'm not sure whether I should call it that or not. But he's an excellent player. But go ahead, Ty.
Yeah. I was wowed by him a few times when he was out on loan at Huddersfield, and also when he was at Brighton. He did make an offensive pass. I think it was for Jackson, and I think it was the one where he took the shot from a odd position or a difficult position, and the goalkeeper ended up saving it. So he does have a pass on him. He can make those ground-breaking passes. He can make those line-breaking passes as well. That is a part of his attributes. That's a trait of him that is very strong. I do think that the chemistry thing that's still something that still needs to be worked on. Obviously, it's something that will develop the more games he gets to play with those defenders. But yeah, the communication was better than against West Ham. There was a lot of connectivity there. The back line was more strong. There wasn't much of a communication problem. But I
Mhm.
think in terms of Levi Cole's performance, he did good enough. He made up at one occasion, I think, and it was on the left side. I think he came over from the left to the right, and he he did one in a 1v1 situation with a Luton player, and he got the ball out of the box, and we progressed, but we didn't score from that. But we did go on a counter attack after that. So he did have a he had a good enough game. It was a positive thing. But yes, he has a lot of things in this game that we still haven't seen completely. But over time, with better adjustments within the team, you can see better from him as well.
Yep, thank you so much, Ty. I appreciate you for that. Let's see what else we have here. Anything else to look at in the chat? Anybody else want to speak about Liverpool? I'm not concerned at all. I think he's way mature beyond his age, so calm on the ball. And I was concerned that we don't have um, that really good type of player to have a mix of ball playing defenders and also a player, an aggressive player. I think Disasi is the man. He's the aggressive one there in the absence of Trevor Chalobah. And the good thing is that he's not just aggressive, he's also an intelligent player. He's also good on the ball, good in the air. And look how he's playing as if he's played for with this team for a million years. I'm actually not too concerned about the shaky instances I've seen from him on the pitch. I think I've explained why I think that's the case. He's a player that joined us not long ago and actually shouldn't have be started right now, in my opinion. But yeah, I'm happy for him. Let's see what else we have here. And loan for Lukaku means no one will buy him. I think I'm hearing that the loan deal will be with a mandatory obligation to buy, the sort of thing we have on Lewis Hall contract at loan contract to Newcastle United. So have we looked at Disasi? We haven't. We looked at Silva. We looked at Levi Kowa. So we're going to go to Disasi in a bit. We'll try to breeze through it as soon as possible. And I'm watching if anything new emerges with regards to Chelsea Football Club's news. I will come back to you. And by the way, I launched a new project called Multi Aid, which is short form of motivational aid. I will share the link in a bit so that you can go give it a follow if you don't mind. But I don't know. You have anything to say about Levi Colwell? The coolest shots, my brother from the Madiba land. Otherwise, I'll ask Bobby.
No, I think Liverpool played very well yesterday, and then those forward passes. Oh my gosh! If you can practice them every time, it's gonna be crucial for us. And then hopefully we have an attacker that can utilize those passes. But overall, his performance was excellent.
And correct me if I'm wrong. His passes all the time are mainly on the carpet.
Man,
And I
this
think
kid.
his numbers showed that he's not good with that. Maybe that's just maybe that will improve. It doesn't look like he's good with when it's not on the carpet. But from what I've seen, he likes to keep it on the ground, in my opinion. But go ahead.
Yes, I agree. He likes to put them on the carpet. That's why I love those passes. And then I want him to practice more of those so that every game can do them. And then we're gonna celebrate as Chelsea fans.
Mhm. Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Let's see what else we have here. Were you still okay? You were not saying anything. Let's see. Morning House. Big up to you too out there by your Mark and Jew. I hope you're doing well. Every time I see my Niger brothers there, I remember how Nigerians do. There's happy Monday, there's happy Tuesday, there's happy Wednesday, happy Thursday, happy Friday, Saturday, happy every day, happy new month. It's a Nigerian thing. But that's by the way, I'm gonna come to you, Bobby. You have anything to say about Levi Colwell? I'm glad we didn't bulge because the risk was always there for us deciding, you know what, we can do without him. and let Brighton take him and get Caicedo in return. They pushed really hard, and you could argue we did well to fight to keep him because he's the future. And I think one day he becomes the captain. But you go ahead, Bobby, if you want to talk about him, or should I move on? If you're there, if not, I will move on. All right, probably. Let's see. Maybe he's still. Yeah, there you go. No, not Disasi yet. We still haven't looked at Disasi's numbers. We looked at Levi Colwell's numbers. It was a good game for him.
Yeah, I think so. Levi is growing into his place in the team. There's not really much to say, and the quieter people are perhaps about a particular player, the better it reflects on him.
Mm-hmm.
I think he'll only get better with time. He's under the right manager that's developing him. But the only caveat to that is that this is Luton. With all due respect, really, and I mean that, it's Luton, and there are bigger tests to come.
Yep, there are bigger tests to come, but we must not take this for granted. I think I've talked about that myself. Again, Charity FC, I will never forget. So I was actually concerned, given how confident some of our fans were, which is always not a good sign for me. But at that, we delivered. More importantly, not seen that. Only option to buy. Will look for that report. Okay, I haven't seen it. Okay, but thank you for for fact checking here. That's how we operate. I appreciate you. If you see anything different, please do let us know. Let's see. Ugochukwu will give a Lavia a heck of a competition. More experience, physically superior, and has some circuit skills than him. I think they differ in the sense that Lavia is better at beating the press, in my opinion. Maybe I need to see Ugochukwu more. Maybe it's an unfair comparison from me at this point, but we'll see what happens. Adebayo Markunji, more importantly, nice to see you. Enjoy the rest of the show. Bye bye, Chama. Before you leave, I'm sharing the new link to the new project. Multi Aid is called. My new project. That's mine. That's not a community. Chelsea Perspective is a community. Chelsea Perspective isn't mine anymore. It's ours. Yeah, I have to say that correctly. My new project is called Multi-Aid. Motivational Aid. Multi-Aid. The link is there. Please go give the I think 22 seconds video. Give it a watch and also drop a like for me on that particular video. I'd really appreciate it. Drop a like and subscribe to the channel. I have only 4 subscribers there, but I know with you guys watching, you can help me get more people to subscribe there. Please go check it out and subscribe. Then let Coach maybe know I sent you. But of course, you know what I mean by that. Let's see what else we have here. Francis Winters says, big up. Jackson is a baller, no question. And again, here's the link. My new project, Multi-Aid. That is Motivational Aid for short. The link is there. Please make sure to subscribe. Drop a like on that stream. In that particular YouTube short, it will be mainly YouTube shorts. I don't think I'll be speaking with anybody there. And if you also can, please do share it with people you know who like motivational videos. Choma, thank you so much. I'm quite sure you would take it right away. My sister from another mother, I appreciate you. So let's look at the Sassy's numbers there. The Sassy played 90 minutes. Bobby, I have to give you credit. You've always known that he will be starting games, given his height, how physical he can be, even though he hasn't trained that much. Total shots 1. Accurate passes 87 out of 95, 92%. Wow, that's nice. And he actually didn't opt for several options in most cases. Let's go down. Attack 1 out of 1 shot accuracy. Touches 108, passes into the final third 4. Accurate long balls 1 out of 6. Woo! He needs to improve on that one. You see, him and Liverpool, it looks like they're the same. They're excellent when they keep the ball on the carpet, but once they try aerial ball, they don't get it. Not really good at that. Maybe with time, maybe that's not the case, but from what I've seen so far, I think that's the case. Blocks 1, clearances 2, interceptions 1, recoveries 3, dribbled pass 1 time. Ground duels won 2 out of 3, 67%. Not bad. Aerial duels won 6 out of 7. Wow. I think Tebeho, you already talked about that. That's excellent, really. Was fouled one time. I don't know. I'm not concerned. I've always said he looked a bit shaky, and for a good reason. There's a reason for that. He didn't train that much with the team before even he got to start. His case doesn't differ that much from that of Robert Sanchez, whom you could argue if you asked him whether he'd get a chance to start for us. As soon as he did, he'd say no. But Kepa chose to leave when the opportunity came calling. Yeah, he got the opportunity. So anybody on the panel, Bobby, if you want to start, do you have anything to say about Disasi, or should we move on from him? Disasi, I can't. Yeah, go ahead.
I like the player. People say he's not quick, but I think that's exaggerated. He's not particularly slow. It's just that some of these forwards are extremely fast, and he's not as fast as Colwill, but he's fast enough. Disasi is the physicality we have lacked, and I use what's his name, Rudiger, as an example. You know, when Rudiger first came, it took him a while to become the giant he became. You know, Disasi has not been with us in pre-season. He started with us when the league had started. He's barely really trained with the team. He's very new, and he's been dropped right in it, really. And he hasn't done that badly for somebody that was just thrown into the team. He's even managed to get a goal. So I would persist with him. I like the player. I like his physical strength. He's good in the air. He's not bad on the ground. He doesn't get bullied. If anything, he bullies. He frustrated Luton because they wanted to bully and intimidate us. Frustrated them so much that one of their attackers tried to nobble his ankles, which I thought was dirty. You know, all these sort of dirty dark art tactics that these teams resort to when they can't get the better of you. I like that player. I think he will be, you know, our future going forward, especially with all this talk of Trevor Chalobah being sold. I don't see how he can be sold because he's still out injured. So that might have to be a January situation if it's going to happen. Another thing is Disasi has played with Badiashile before. So that's an option.
At Monaco.
Yeah, that's an option going forward. I like him. I like I like his profile, and he can only improve under Pochettino.
Yeah, but I do agree with you. I think he can only get better. I know he's 25. I think the mantle of that, the leadership for the defensive line falls on him, given his age and his experience. He also was the captain at Monaco. So I think he has the experience to do well. I'm not too concerned. And Choma, thank you so much. I've seen you left a comment there too. Chelsea, please, Poch is much need left wing. I think we will. Man clearly sees Nani and Mudryk as backup wingers. Okay, if that's how you see it, Matson is going to have a very limited opportunities. Truth be said, Gallagher over him in the attacking. Oh yeah, I right now if we're talking about attacking midfield, I'll take Gallagher. He's improved, but I'd rather Gallagher play where he gets to be on the flanks. He'd do more for us, but whatever the manager does, I trust him at this stage. Calm down, people. It's only Luton. This team is far from good. Ask yourself. Let me ask you: have you forgotten about what is called a charity FC? We are known to struggle against mid-table and bottom-table teams, but we dominated yesterday. That hasn't happened for a while. So it's a good sign. The fact that we went into the game as if we're going to play in the final, we didn't take them for granted. We didn't disrespect them. We played them like they're in the Premier League. They're there to win it. If that makes sense. A good day to you too. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. We are how many likes right now? It looks like we're going to struggle to get to 100 today. Yeah, because 51 likes. It's not bad. It may well happen. But Ty, anybody else want to talk about this RC, or should I move on to the next player?
Yeah, you can move on.
Okay, we just look at you can
No,
say,
no, 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 no.
yeah,
Coach,
go ahead. Hmm.
can you hear me?
Yeah, crystal clear. Go ahead.
Okay. If you watch Luton striker Adebayo, he's so physical, man. And then Disasi, from the first half, he struggled, but as soon as time goes on, he overpowered that striker. I was impressed with that. If you can watch Adebayo, he's so physical, and that's why maybe Luton always put the ball to his head, knowing that he's so physical. So I'm so glad that Disasi dealt with that strike. I mean,
Yeah, he's an excellent player. I like him so much. Ty, you want to add anything? I think you've spoken about him. And by the way, Ty has a profile video, right? Of this, you have the Sassy's profile video, right?
Yeah, it's the second most recent video. The most recent one is the Levi Cole one, but yeah.
Can you share the link in the chat so people can go check it out, please?
Okay,
More
not a
importantly,
problem.
yeah.
Have it on
Let's
demand.
Yeah, on demand, please. Let's see. Supreme Court says we had to win last game. I'm so relieved we did, especially for Jackson. It's crucial. We got him off the mark. Sterling stepped up a decent squad. Still needs a serious improvement. I think with time, I mean, it's a good start. We're actually ahead of time, in my opinion. Last season, we had players that have played it together for a while that were still in the team. Not too as many changes as we're seeing now, yet we struggles. But look how many new players we have in this particular team, and see how we're playing as if they played together for a while. And if you're watching at the same time, please, I have the link to my new project pinned at the very top. Please go check it out. Subscribe. I'd really appreciate that to help that particular channel grow. 7 subscribers already. I appreciate that. But let's help Ty get to 1,000 subscribers. I think it should be how many more subscribers right now? 5, 30 minutes ago or so. But we have to help him get to 1,000 subscribers as soon as possible. He deserves that. And go check his Axel Desassi's Desassi player profile video. Believe me, you will not regret it. You would tell me, you would thank me later. It will help you understand how he applies himself whenever he's on the pitch. An excellent player, very intelligent player. I'm not too concerned about his pace because he can read the game very well. And I have to give it to Malo Gusto also. He reads the game so well too. On occasions when I thought we're in trouble, he intervened in the center area. Actually, he doesn't wait, just stand on the flanks. He reads the game so well too. An intelligent player, and I'm quite sure we haven't seen 70% of what Malo Gusto is capable of doing, because he's probably keeping it as simple as possible now, not to make too many mistakes. Once he grows into the team, we'll see more. But let's look at his numbers. These are the players we're going to look at, the numbers. You can say newcomers, but Gallagher will look at his numbers too, because it's not easy to play. You can say for a position, you can argue he has been, you can say it's new to him, and he executed it quite well. And we need a player like him that will make life difficult for the opposition. And believe me, yeah, he did that. He can play dirty. He also can help. You can say help us progress the ball, quick touches, as simple as possible, not trying to do too much. I praise him. So we'll look at Caicedo's numbers, Gallagher's numbers, Gusto's numbers, and then we'll look at Jack. Yeah, of course. I don't know if we still have time actually to go do the player ratings, because lots of players to look at their numbers. Let's start with Caicedo and then come down to the right hand side. But before we do that, let's see Deborah Malcolm just saying, I hope that Sheila Broya, Mudrik, and our new keeper get to play midweek against Wimbledon. We need them moving, considering that awful bench. You can say, no, we don't have, again, the strength enough. Yesterday we didn't have, so to speak. It's Washington going out on loan, considering that Busto is 20 and appears to be less developed as a player compared to his more younger peers. It's interesting. We don't know what happens. And DJ told us earlier in the show we just have again we're allowed to loan out just one more player. So let's see what the club does. Has a quietly good game. Yep, he had to keep it as simple as possible. He didn't try to do too much. But I'm happy for him, and he did well in protecting the defensive line. Minutes played, 90 minutes. Accurate passes, 60 out of 62, 97% of pass accuracy. That's excellent, really. Touches, 74 passes into the final third, 2 accurate long balls, 3. Wow. Tackles, 1, 2 out of 2, 100%. Blocks, 2. Interceptions, 1. Recoveries, 3. Ground duels, 1, 4 out of 7, 57%. At least half, more than half of them. Not bad. Aerial duels, 1, 2 out of 3, 67%. Was fouled 2 times. Fouls committed twice. It's, you can say, another bad one. For a player that haven't trained that much with the whole squad. And my brother from the Madiba land, Tobeho, he has the link to his YouTube channel in the chat there. Go check it out. Please, let's subscribe and help him get to 1,000 as soon as possible too. He doesn't stream that much because of work, and I totally understand that. But we should, even at that, whenever he streams, he has excellent panelists over there. So go help him. Let's help him before the number of subscribers he has. I'm gonna just keep going through the numbers of the players, and if you want to, any of you on the panel want to speak about any particular player, you go ahead. I don't think we have too much time because we still need to do the player ratings. Gallagher played 90 minutes, total shots, 1 accurate passes, 60 out of 63, 95%. That's excellent, really. Let's see, shot accuracy, 1. That one that went straight down to the goalkeeper. Touches, 79. Successful dribbles, 1 out of 2. Not bad. 50% passes into the final third. 4 accurate long balls, 2 out of 2. Wow. Okay. Tackles, 1 out of 3. 33%. Okay. Clearances, 1. Header clearances, 1. Interceptions of 3. Recoveries, 7. That's a high. Dribbled pass 1 time. Ground duels, 1. 5 out of 10. 50%. Not bad. Aerial duels, 1. 1 out of 1. Not bad. Was fouled 1 time. Fouls committed 3 times. Yep, he did the dirty work for us yesterday, and it was effective, in my opinion. Please go and subscribe to Beho's YouTube channel. Enzo looked very good. Yes, then he's always been good, honestly. But it looks like he enjoys you can say, enjoys the independence to be more adventurous on the pitch. However, I think it's fair to request now that he starts contributing to goals more, because he had the chances yesterday. Clipped the post on 2 occasions. He was just unlucky, in my opinion. Let's look at Malo Gusto and the panelists, please. If you want to come in anytime and speak about any player, you come on. He played 90 minutes, assists, 2 assists. That's not easy. The second one was delicious, really. A cross with intent. You don't see that all the time. Most wing backs or wings just put it into the box. Let those inside the box find a way to get at the end of the crosses. But yeah, I like that. Accurate passing, 65 out of 68, 96%. Wow. Chances created, 2 chances expected. Let's move on from that one. Let's see. Touches, 88. Successful dribbles, 2 out of 2, 100%. Passes into the final third, 6. That's a high. Accurate crosses, 0 out of 4. Did he take corner kicks? I think did he? Why is that 0 out of 4? Accurate long balls, okay. Non-dispossessed 1 time. Tackles, 1 out of 1. Interceptions, 1. Recoveries, 4. Dribbled pass 1 time. Ground duels, 1, 4 out of 8. That's 50%. That's fine. Was fouled 1 time. Fouls committed 2. That's fine. An excellent performance from him. But here's the man of the match. You said the sort of performance we've seen from Raheem Sterling this particular season, may it continue. Now he's leading by example, and that's excellent. I've always argued, given his experience and his age, he should be leading by example, and I think he's doing that now. And good to hear that the manager had a conversation with him and told him to drive with the ball into the box, whether whatever he does with it, it doesn't matter, just drive with the ball. And it turns out that triggered him, and He's in 3 games in a row. He's done quite well, really, and I'm happy for him. So let's look at his numbers if we haven't already. Let's see. Minutes played, 89 minutes. Just to rest him, you can argue goals scored, two well taken goals. The first one was delicious. You can say Messi-esque, really. Accurate passes, 32 out of 36. Chances created, 2. Let's move on from that one. Shot accuracy, 3 out of 4. Wow, that's not bad, really. Big chances, missed 1. Okay, block shots, 1 touches, 59. Successful dribbles, 2 out of 5. Usually, even at that, this will always be an issue with Raheem Sterling. He's not the best of dribblers, so I'm not too concerned. The passes into the final third, 3 and all that. Defensively, he didn't do much. So let's look at Jackson, and after Jackson, I think we can call it a day. We can start rating the players. Let's go quickly to Nicolas Jackson. Yes, people, 673 likes. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. Let's get it to 100 likes as soon as possible. Enzo looks very good. I think we've addressed that one. Subscribed to Tebeho, Viva, bro. Yep, Viva. Much love to you. Always supporting the Avery Chelsea channel. We appreciate that. Let's see. Chilwell should not play as a winger. I don't think he should either. And that Nevada, I appreciate you joining, bro. I love how Poch is ruthless about Cuckoo. Yep, but I think Cuckoo comes back soon. So him being on the bench will help him again, get him to improve his gameplay. Nevada, I appreciate you joining, brother. This says, I always did say that Sterling will be a starter while Poch demands experience and the owners only get kids. It's good that he's finally making use of his experience now, much needed, and he's leading by example. Thank you to the 3 viewers that checked out my Axel Disasi analysis video. Please subscribe as well. Let's help him get to 1,000 subscribers as soon as possible. So let's look at Jackson's numbers, and I think we should talk about Jackson, honestly. Minutes played, 83 minutes, goals 1, total shots of 5, accurate passes 19 out of 22, and the passes are, and you can say passes where situations where he opted for safer options, or all in tight spaces, he still finds a way. Chances created, 2 chances. That's excellent. Expected goals 0.71. He makes good runs, so I'm not shocked at that. Expected goals on target 1.30. Expected assists 0.18. Yep, shot accuracy 3 out of 3. Big chances missed 1. Blocked shots, yeah, he defends 2. 2 touches, 46. Successful dribbles, 2 out of 2. He's an excellent dribbler, in my opinion. Passes into the final third, 2. Dispossessed twice. Tackles 1. 1 out of 1. Interceptions 1. Recoveries 5. Duels 5 out of ground duels 1. 63. Wow, that's excellent. Was fouled 2 times. Fouls committed 1. Anybody on the panel want to talk about Jackson, or should we go into the player ratings?
I would always love to talk about Jackson because yeah. The statistics speaks for itself because honestly, like we already established, he's not your typical target man where he just wants ball to feet and that's it. You do need to be able to make passes to him where he has no space for him to turn, because he's one that likes to have his back to goal, as that profile usually entitles. But he's one that always loves to create whenever it's possible, and that is why the statistics that he had at Villarreal were like the way it was. So I think it was 13 goals and 4 assists or something along those lines. So it's good when you can have your striker also trying to creating opportunities as well, because it means that he's not just hoping to get goals and that's just it. One thing that I do think and hope he improves, and he's still young, so that can still happen, is his aerial ability in terms of scoring goals from set pieces. That would be another plus. That's not one of his greatest strengths. He is good aerially in terms of winning the ball, but in terms of goal scoring in that fashion, it's not really at the highest level, and that is something that would make it easier for him to get goals, because when we do get corners, We don't really have a good corner kick taker per se. I'm yet to see one. Enzo does have a good pass on him, but his distribution at times could be very questionable. So I think in terms of that, yeah, but in terms of his overall profile, he's a promising player. He looks promising. It's good that he got his first goal because it will help his confidence. I'm not sure what will be the plan against Wimbledon if he's going to be playing or we play that young striker burst or forward. It will be interesting to see what happens. But yeah, it was good that he got his goal and he deserved it.
Yeah, well deserved goal. We're all were relieved for him. Honestly, he needed that. And like, yeah, I think you did say something about that being the start of the more goals that he'd score for us, and he was happy. And what you say the sequence to that goal? Wow, the pass from Enzo to Raheem Sterling. Enzo trusting Raheem Sterling to be there to make the run, and even though he was backing Raheem Sterling, he just what's the term I'm looking for? But Raheem Sterling also the intelligence also to the fact that he trusts Enzo, knowing that he'd find him, and the fact that he made that run. It was just a beautiful sequence of leading to that goal, and the cross itself was delicious on the carpet. And yeah, and I've said it before. Jackson looks like he's the sort of player that will be scoring the sort of goal you see from Nicolas Anelka. You'd be questioning, was that an own goal or did he touch it? That was perfectly timed. He started in, and deliberately directed the ball towards the other end where the goalkeeper couldn't reach it. That was something nice to see. And if you're watching, I pinned a link to a project I started just yesterday. The graphics are still at work. I don't have the time to design it as I want, but I just put things together. But that's enough. That will hold the ground for me until I get the main graphics done. But beyond that, the quality is content. It's motivational. I'll be releasing motivational contents. You can say the plan is to be doing it on a daily basis, but it's going to be gradual because before it becomes a daily thing. Whether at one point I start bringing in people to come speak, I don't know. Whether time will tell. At my doctoral program, I have a lot of people who are interested in doing that, but am I able to do that? No, I'm already overwhelmed by how the size of our community, just a perspective, and I need help for us to be consistent with our schedule. But that's, by the way, the link is pinned at the very top. Go check it out. Drop a like on the video. You can comment and also share the project with people who like motivational videos like that one. I will release another one today. Very unique. I'm taking a very relatable approach so that you all can enjoy the video. Please, it's pinned at the very top. Check it out. Leave a comment. Drop a like and subscribe. I have 7 subscribers there right now. I appreciate it if you can help me get more. Fulham 1, Arsenal 0. Forest beating United 1-0. Wow. Interesting. I am sorry, Miss Jackson. Ooh. That song, was it Andre 3000 alone, or was it Andre 3000 and his group? I think it was. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Was it Andre? Is it Andre 3000 alone, or okay? I'm not too sure. Let's see. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. We'll be rounding up soon. He was good, but he needs to be consistent with the goal scoring. It will come. Don't crucify him now. With the goal scoring, it's only him and Stalin who carry a threat attacking wise. I think the other players will come good too. Thank you for the update, DJ. I appreciate you. Sorry, make that 2-0 Forest against United. Wow. And people thought we were going to be the team to struggle. 2-0 Forest. Wow. Big up to everyone. Big up to you too, Hanif Al Faruqi. Nice to see you, brother. Onana having a stinker. We dodged the bullet there. Some people will say. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Taiwo Awoniyi, I see IBZ arguing in the group. We need to get Taiwo Awoniyi now. I don't think you'll be able to get him this late in the window, except if he puts in a transfer request. Let's see. I think that's it. We're not going to look at any of the players' numbers. Let's start the player rating immediately. We don't want to waste time on that. We have it here. And this is the structure, I think. Yep, 2 8s here, and this guy there. So plug it in. Ty, can you help me if I make a mistake there, Sanchez? So plug it in and read them quickly. We're missing a lot of games, and that's why we don't have too many people here. Silva, and we have Cowell. And we have here the Sassi. Oh my God, I can't spell. The Sassi. And we have, I think Gallagher to the right. Is that how they're situated? Oh, Caicedo and Gallagher to the right. Yep, Caicedo here. Caicedo or Caicedo, I'm not sure. Sorry?
Was he really on the right? On the left, I mean?
Caicedo?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Caicedo was on, but I think they interchange. There were sometimes they interchange. It depends on their movement, really. So, but
I remember.
just
Yeah, he was on the left.
Yeah, that's why I usually call it the starting structure.
Yeah, he was on the left. Yeah. When he made a mistake, he was on the left.
Mm-hmm. This is true. Well, I don't know. Sheet will be actually be doing this, but let's just finish it since we promised people we're going to do that. And we have, I think here, Sterling. I think that's what it was. It doesn't really matter. Sterling, Enzo. But Enzo still, again, did a lot from a deeper position because that's his thing. He needs to see the whole of the pitch to be as effective as he is in most cases. Then Mr. Jackson. Okay, I'm going to use the poll quite a lot for this one. But Ty, before I do that, Sanchez, what do you rate him?
He didn't really have much to do, so I'm going to give him a 6.
Yeah, I'll go with a 6.5, but we're going to use, let's go with a 6. A 6 is fine. Bobby, you want to rate Sanchez? He didn't have much to do. For me, I don't think, I wouldn't go.
I'll say 6.
Okay, and since you're there, Bobby, how about Silva? Go ahead.
Silva, I'll give a 5. I haven't been too pleased with Thiago Silva in terms of his performances. I think they're declining. Too easily bullied off the ball. Positionally, he's left Disasi often stranded. His age is beginning to show. I have every respect for him. I like him so much as a player, but I think he's playing too much. Am I in a position to say that ahead of the coach? Of course not. But I just haven't seen that Sterling performance that we used to see of him last season yet.
That's some argument right there, really. Ty, do you agree?
Sorry?
Do you agree with Bob's argument with Silva? A 5 for Silva?
I would give him a 6. But 5 seems a bit harsh, but I don't know.
Bobby, whenever Bobby is serious about any player, he says this as he feels, doesn't. But I get his argument. I think without him, the back line will struggle quite a lot. He's not the quickest, but his intelligence still makes up for the lack of pace, and he's never been the quickest, honestly. And I think he was one of the best players on the day. He led well, in my opinion. But Bobby is entitled to his opinion. I'll give him a 7.5. But let's see what the chat does. But go ahead, Ty. And yeah, the song was by Outkast. Outkast, he belongs to that group. Andre 3000 was a member of the group Outkast. Yeah. Go ahead, Ty. You want to say anything?
Yeah, I would give Silva a 6.
Yeah, I'll give him a 7.5. And okay, let's look at the vote. 100% thinks he gets 7.5, and that's out of 2 votes. We don't have too many, but let's go. I'll give him okay, 7.5. Majority carries the vote. 7.5. I want us to round up so everybody can go watch the game. 7.5. The Sassi, I'm gonna give him 7.5 too. I think he did well. Do you agree, Ty, or do you differ?
I'll give him a 7.
Okay, Bobby, what do you rate the Sassi?
Yeah, Disasi, I'll give him a 7 as well.
Okay, looks like 7 wings. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people, and please check out the link pinned at the top. Go help me subscribe to that particular channel. It's a new project I started. Subscribe and please do leave a comment. Like the video also. This is Chelsea Gibbs. White Want Johnson. What? That's a bit mixed up there. Saw Gibbs. Okay, let me see. I don't think we're serious about that. Big up, coach. I can't complain, brother. And thank you for reaching out yesterday to ask whether everything is all right after that post in the public space. Man United 0 Forest 2. 12 minutes, a sign of end times. Silva is always a 7+, no question asked. In my opinion, I've explained. Even when you think it takes him time to pass the ball. Whenever he passes the ball, he breaks the line with it. And whenever he passes the ball, the fact that he cancels out 2, 3, 4 opposition players, sometimes 5 with a single pass, makes up for the time he took to pass the ball. In my opinion, that's how I see it. Poch 9, Sterling 9, Jackson Enzo 8, and who again, and the rest 7. Honestly, nobody deserves the 6 years except the goalkeeper because he didn't have much to do. 6 doesn't mean he was bad. I've seen games, for instance, when Mikel was still playing. Every other player on the team will have 7.5, 8.5. Mikel will end up with a 6. But if you understand football, you'd know it is again it was his discipline that led to others having the freedom they had on the pitch to do as well as they did. So I'm not gonna. There was a very powerful punch he made, convincing with conviction, and it was excellent. He's getting. You can say he's getting into his own, in my opinion. Chilwell maybe a 6. I think I agree with that one. Levi Cowell, I'll go with 7.5. Really. Let's go with a 7.3 maybe. Ty, do you agree? Levi Cowell 7.3, 7.4, or 0.5? What do you think?
I'm going to give Levi Cole a 7.5.
Yeah, I think I think the Sassy should come down to it's a 7.5 because he was the reason why these guys didn't bully us, even though they were much taller than us and all that. So I give him a 7.5. Gallagher, for me, I will give Gallagher an 8.2. Honestly, I get it. We've looked at the numbers, and numbers suggest maybe he shouldn't. I still give him an 8.2. He played dirty. Without him, our midfield would have been all you could say, just flair, no flair without substance. But he made it a bit dirty to them. Again, he's not the best passer of the ball. He's not the best. You could say. What else do I have to say here? The best in terms of reading the game, but he was a pain for the Luton Town players, and that does go on its own does go along with. So I'll give him an 8.2, really, in my opinion. Ty, what do you think?
Yeah, I'd give him an 8.
Yeah, I think he deserves an 8. For me, Caicedo, a 7. He kept it simple. He didn't do much. Had a shaky start, but grew into the game. And after that, did that, you could say, did beats here and there you expect to see from a DM just to break up opposition play. He did very well. And actually had a hand in one of the goals we scored. Or both, actually, as Ty, you said. I have to look at it again. Chilwell was lacking. Yep. Offensively, he was, I know he got into the box on occasions. That's when he found space. But whenever you pass the ball to him and there's a man to beat, he usually brings the ball back or goes sideways, in my opinion. Go ahead, Ty. You were saying something?
Yeah, I was saying that. Yeah, Chilwell really disappointed me. I was shouting at my laptop yesterday when I saw the horrible decision he made in terms of the opportunity he had and then decided to pass it. That it was. You've always said that he needs space to really be good. And in order for him to score goals, he has to have the space to lean back a bit and then take a shot. That's how any goal that he scored for Chelsea is all it has to do with him getting space. And he had a lot of space. I just find it ironic that when the players should shoot, they don't shoot. Gallagher, for example, he had a chance as well where I would say shoot, and he didn't shoot. And I'm saying
The opportunity is there. You have the space. You have half a yard of space to take a shot, and you don't take the shot. You decide to pass the ball. You're playing it safe when you shouldn't, and when you should play it safe, you don't. It's a complete opposite sometimes. But yeah, I'd have to say Chua was very poor for me. He wasn't horrible because he did do a couple of 1-2s, and he did try to create some chances as well. He made some crosses into the box as well. But I think he wasn't the greatest. I would give him a 6.
Well, one thing I'm going to say quickly is this isn't the same Chilwell that helped us win the Champions League. He
100%.
isn't. No matter how you see it. Gallagher was above average and solid. I think he was solid. He deserves an 8+ rating. He got the job done for us, honestly, in my opinion. Chilwell 4.5, just being magnanimous. Here's the thing. He
Chilwell a
carries.
2.
Sorry.
Give Chilwell 2.
Oh my goodness.
He carries goal threat. But here's the thing: beyond that, once someone is on him, he will not progress the ball. Without space, no, he doesn't do much. Unfortunately, as much as I think there's a good play in him, but he will not be effective offensively if he plays in that position against a team that defends deep. That's how I see it. I think there's a good play in him, but yeah, he can be frustrating. How many times he takes the ball backwards and sideways, it can be really frustrating, in my opinion. Let's see, and doesn't even do those give and go in most cases on the flanks. Chilwell leads the team in creative passes. Let me just judge by eye test at this point. And you of all people have always argued before. You don't need numbers in most cases to judge, but I get where you're coming from. If numbers say the same, I respect that, but I think I need more from him. I don't want every time you give him the ball, if somebody's again in his front, even a single player, he won't make a move to beat that player. He turns back, passes it sideways, or goes backwards. That's where I'm complaining. I'm not saying he's a bad player. Arsenal and United are losing after 17 spicy minutes. I hope Arsenal loses. I'm probably going to do a YouTube shot to laugh at them. We didn't lose a game yesterday, but still they were bantering us, really. Poch is better than
Yes, United is losing 2-0 now.
yeah, we didn't lose the game. We won, and they were still bantering us. I hope they lose. Poch is better than Ten Hag and Arteta. I assure you that Chelsea will finish above both United and Arsenal. I hope that happens. Chilwell is below 6, Coachila. But yeah, let me see. I've handed that over to those in the chat. I don't want to argue with anybody, so I just want to let them settle the case. But that doesn't mean that what majority thinks is accurate. I just think, again, I've always mentioned this. He needs space to be effective. Without space, he struggles. The three at the back is exposing Chilwell for his one-dimensional tendencies. Says United, have they considered again? United pulled the goal back. Now it's looking like they're going to win. But let's see. I hope they've done. Coach, nobody in our team yesterday was required to progress the ball by dribbling. I'm not. It's no. My question isn't whether they're required to do that or not. That is something that's that's common with Chilwell. That's just my opinion. But I get where you're coming from. I think he's a good player, but that can be frustrating for me. Believe me, if you had, I get it, he's not a defender, but on occasions where he's played in the wing back position, he was more effective than Chilwell and Kukurea, in my opinion. But I get where you're coming from. We were very direct, that's the truth, with our passes. But even at that, he didn't do much in terms of being direct too. In my opinion, passes almost always started by Silva. Silva, reading of the game is immaculate. You and I can agree on that one. I can give you an analysis of Thiago Silva from now till tomorrow, and if we're together, brother, honestly, you will buy me a beer. I love Thiago Silva so much. My first video that got 1,000+ was a video I did about Thiago Silva when I predicted he was going to help us win the Champions League. And it happened.
That video.
Yep, that was my video, my first video that got 1,000 views plus. I think right now 4,000+. I don't quite remember. But let's see.
I remember that video. It was when I was talking about Silva, I inserted it in at the end of the video, and he had thanked me, I think.
Mm-hmm. Hello, Mitchy boy, and that was one of my first videos. I understand it's difficult to read the truth, hard to accept facts, had to accept facts. Here's the thing, but I get where you're coming from. I honestly understand you, but I'm making a different argument altogether. My argument isn't because we were direct. That was why also within our position on numbers dropped a lot. That it was simply because we were very direct. We weren't looking to just pass the ball around for the sake of it. We were looking at every time we get the ball, we were looking to attack. That was why we didn't have that much of a high number in terms of ball position. Yeah, I understand where you're coming from, but I'm entitled to my own argument, honestly. So you don't have to. Yeah, you can say everybody else cannot read the game because they don't agree with what you were saying. Let's see. The goalkeeper did not have much to do, but saved a goal on target and another punch. Yeah, so maybe he deserves a better rating because that deflection made it even more difficult to stop that ball. If we're being honest, there, this Nottingham defender is her defense is horrendous. Lots of nice plays. Yeah, you could argue that. Let's see. Should Forest secure a victory in today's game? It would be delicious this way. United fans wouldn't have the opportunity to dismiss a Chelsea game with a casual. It was just against Forest. This is the Premier League. I'm going to say this. I'm happy we went into that game with the mindset again, a strong mindset, saying it wasn't. We didn't take them for granted. We went into it knowing that they're capable of winning it, and we had an issue, what we called a phenomenal. You can say we overcame last night, called what's it called again? The charity FC factor, and it's serious, really. Yeah, I seen that one. So let's see what else. Yes, Mitchell, it was a great game to watch for second half, but to be honest, the first half, after goal, the team were in some holiday resort. We took our you can say we took our feet off the pedal. We didn't. We weren't again as good as we played. We didn't. You can say continue with consistent pressure as we did at the time. But still, overall, it was an excellent display in my opinion. But yeah, let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go along. We appreciate you all. 62 likes. We can do better than that. Let's see what else we have. And if you haven't, Mitchy Boy, JC, Radar says, Panda, I know that's you. Oladipo Mesole, if you haven't, check out the link pinned at the top. I need your support for that particular project. Help me get more, what's it called? Help me get more subscribers there and like the video and also leave a comment if you don't mind. So we have 6 votes and 50% of things. Trevor deserves a 6. Okay. Yeah, I get it. Apparently, let me not go into that anyway. So we're gonna the poll thanks Trevor deserves a 6. We're gonna go with a 6, and I have my argument. That's not me saying it's a bad player. I have something he does that frustrates me. In my opinion. Again, I'm allowed to my opinion. Let's see. Here. This says. Imagine having another winger on the left like Steling. Stretching in, hammering the defense. Yeah, and hammering the defense. Caicedo was a rock. Didn't try to overdo it. Kept it as simple as possible and was effective. His display even gave Gallagher more freedom to run and run around and more. Gallagher was excellent for me. We were in some great result passing along lanes, asking people to address the niche, the beach, or the address to the beach. Okay, I think you meant beach. Pot showed them the route on during the halftime. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I sense that your phone tried to help you spell that. Julian reports that Ten Hag is currently facing a significant pressure as the prospective Qatari owners are leaning towards Nagelsmann to take over if Ten Hag's situation doesn't show signs of improvement. Okay, I subscribed and liked the project straight away, coach. And Mitch, remember I told you about the project was starting, and believe me, you're gonna be part of it. Yeah, we need 6 channels, and I think the board. Let me use the term the board have agreed that we can trust you to be part of that particular project, and it will help your channel also in so many ways. As long as you can commit to a certain time, I'll give you the time. Coach Mayu is finished. Don't say that. How many minutes into the game are you saying they're finished? Gusto, for me, let's use the poll. I think Gusto, for me, 8. He got 2 assists, 8 plus, in my opinion. But what do you think, Tebejo? Tebejo, are you there?
Oh, yes, I'm here, Coach.
Your rating for Gusto?
Malo Gusto, 8 for me, or 8.5. He had a solid performance plus 2 assists. What more should we ask?
Yeah, 2 assists. Yeah, you can argue, but the second one was delicious, really.
Yes.
All right, let's see while I wait for them. I think Gusto, for me, yeah, I'd say an 8 at least. But let's see if the B will change it. If those in the chat thinks he needs more. Okay, let's see. That's an 8. Enzo, for me, I will also say 8.5. I would say Enzo 8.5. I think they were more like this and not like that. I think predominantly Enzo was on the right hand side, but they interchanged, so there's no way. I have to watch it again. 8.5. Sterling, for me, I'd say honestly, I wouldn't mind giving him a 9. I get it. The usual him having you can say 50% dribble completion rate is there. But yeah, the way he's again that new thing from him driving into the box, I think yeah, it's he's added something new to his game, and again that has led to him starting well for us this season. Long may that continue. I hope that continues. To me, I'm just going to give him 8.5, but we're going to use those in the chat to see whether they agree he needs more. Enzo, maybe I'll just stop as an 8, maybe 8. Sterling needs to be rated even more. Jackson, I would say, yeah, 8.2 in my opinion. But
Coach,
let me, yeah, go ahead.
I disagree with Sterling. Sterling is our man of the match, so I'm gonna give him a 9.5. 2 goals, 1 assist. Come on, Coach.
What did I give him? 8.5.
Yes.
Yeah, I give him 8.5. I think he should be the highest rated. He led the team by example. He
Yes.
didn't just do well. He led the team by example, and that's good to see, honestly, in my opinion. And Chilwell, if you ask me, I would have given him a 6.2. Too much of going backwards and sideways. Even when we're not as direct as JC described in the chat, he's still like that, and that's an issue, especially when we play teams against teams that defend deep. He needs space to be effective. I get it. He carries goal threat, but beyond that, he should have this again. If he's going to play it there, he should be doing more. So let's see. Bobby, can you look at the ratings here? Do you disagree with any of them? I'll wait for you. Man United are finished, you think? And let's see. Santos on the bench for Nottingham Forest. Maybe I don't think he may well not get a chance today, but if he gets a chance, I'd be surprised. Bobby, what do you make of the ratings? Do you differ for any of the ratings? Chilwell, JC thinks he did so much that anybody gives him a 6 doesn't read the game well. What do you think?
Well, Chilwell, I give 5. Gusto, 8, I agree with. Who else?
Sterling 8.5, Enzo 8, Jackson 8.3. Because even though he scored just a goal, I think he was effective in so many ways.
Yes, Sterling 8.5, I agree. Jackson as well, I agree. But Chilwell, definitely nothing more than 5. He's even lucky to get that 5, in my opinion.
Yeah, for me, I would have given him a 6. He wasn't that bad, but that aspect is still an issue for me, in my opinion. Ty, the ratings that you differ, any of them there?
No, I can't.
You don't differ. You agree Sterling should be the highest rated.
Yeah, because he led by example, like you said, he was the best player that we had on the pitch.
Yeah, I think Caicedo maybe needs a 7.5. That's just my opinion, really. Yeah, I think Caicedo deserves a 7.5. And with that, people who've come to the end of the show, I'm going to try and add the credentials of everybody on the panel in the description section. I appreciate you all finding the time to join. I want to say thank you to Bobby, my bro, Tyrone. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, brother. And the coolest Charles, I appreciate you. Much love to all of you. And this says Caicedo should be 7.5. Okay, I didn't even see that. So 7.5 is good. And the great call, Bobby Chilwell. Should be rated the lowest. Apparently, we can't read the game, so we don't understand football. Let's see. Sanchez, a clean sheet, 7.5. I think 6.5 because he didn't do much, not because he's a bad goalkeeper. Jesse, the link is pinned at the very top, brother, and I still appreciate you for being the only one that reached out, that showed love. No one suspected that something could be wrong with this, bro. Let me reach out. I really do appreciate that. The link is pinned at the top, JC. Let me see if I still have it in the course and share with you. Yeah, that's the new project there. That's the link. I appreciate you. Let's see. Go check out TyTalk's YouTube channel and subscribe to his channel. Let's help him get to 1,000. 5 way to get to 1,000 subscribers. But Ty, it will happen soon. Let's see, Coach. What is the link? I just shared it, bro. At the very bottom there. Yep. And excellent stream as always. So remember to smash the like button and DJ. Make sure to check the new project. Please do subscribe and like the video, watch and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you. And a great show as usual. Yep. And always, I like it that you always come from a different perspective and you're not afraid to present your opinion or argument. That's what makes it a show. We all don't have to agree. And much love to you. I wish you'd have time to come more to come onto the panel. I appreciate that. But I want to come on to the Mitch's show as soon as possible to have a fight with you on there. It'd be interesting. Let's say good afternoon, everyone, and please go check out Mitch's YouTube channel. Also, he's getting closer to 1,000 subscribers, and I can't wait for his channel to get monetized to show him some love. He's a nice person. Again, doesn't complain. Very knowledgeable of the game too, and the club to be specific. So go check out his YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe and let him know I sent you. I'm gonna again reprogram Nightbot again so that when Michi or anybody that has a YouTube channel comes on, it tells people to go subscribe to their YouTube channel. Maybe Fahim will have the time to help me do it correctly. I wasn't able to do it correctly, and yeah, it didn't work that way. So with that, we've come to the end of the show. We knew it was going to be a slow one because there were games going on. I appreciate you all. I cannot thank you guys enough. JC, much love to you. Charles and Mitchell Boy and DJ Surf. Much love to you, Ty, and Panda, Jay-Z, Namaya Fawale, all of you. If again, I have Debayo Markanju, and if I missed your name, apologies. I'm only human. See you guys next time. God bless us all and cheers.